everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Ferdy Santiago and I am a professional hair and makeup artist who's been loving this job for 2 decades now. I started in the Philippines and then moved to Dubai and now settled here in the UK. And today, for my very first video, I will be showing you how to create this bronzy natural look because I've got nothing else to do and I've got nowhere else to go. But stay tuned and know that one day, whatever you learn from here will come in handy. So let's have some fun. So I have prepared my skin using Kiehl's Daily Refining Milk Pill Toner, followed by the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Eye Base for my under eye, and then another one from Bobbi Brown, the Hydrating Water Fresh Cream, all over my face. I could have done this whole skincare and included it in the video, but I feel like it will take so much time trying to go in depth and explaining the routine and what's in the skincare. So that will be in another video if I ever get around editing this, because I'm trying to make this video as short as I possibly could because I don't want to bore you. And to finish that skincare, I will be using the Herbivore Orchid Facial Oil. Just a tiny drop of that. Because I will be using a medium to full coverage foundation, although I will be using it moderately. I want to have that slip on my skin just so the foundation would glide on smoothly. I'm just really gonna work that all over my face and down to my neck and really massage it. It's very important to massage your face before makeup because it really allows and creates circulation on your face. And to finish that, I will be using Chanel Hydro Beauty Lip Balm. Very important, especially during this time of the year when it's so cold. Crusty lip, it's just not attractive, especially if you wear a lipstick or any lip color. But crusty lip, chapped lip in general is just not attractive. So I will be doing the eye first. I just like doing the eyes first because unless you're using an all cream product, there will always be fallouts. And for me, it does not make sense to do all the color correcting and concealing and then foundation only to take them off afterwards because you have to clean what's fallen on your under eye. And I will be working mainly with this palette here from Suku. This is the Matsukasa 03 Quad Palette. I'm not sure if they still do this, but there are a lot of, you know, palettes or eyeshadows available because a brown eyeshadow is a brown eyeshadow unless you're very particular with the shade of brown or the texture. I think pretty much what's available in the market will do the job, and I will be creating a sort of soft, smoky brown eye makeup, a really structured eye makeup. So I will be using this and then this golden bronze cream shadow stick from Bobbi Brown as my base. But before that, I will be going in with this mahogany longwear pencil, eye pencil from Bobbi Brown as well, and I'm just gonna press that all over my lash line. And I'm doing that in a series of dots. I just want to do that now because I don't want, it is not an eyeliner look. I'm just doing that to create depth on my lash line, to create an illusion of a thicker lash. So I'm doing that now, then smudge it. Because unfortunately, I am monolid, so I could be doing so much eyeshadow, but when I open my eyes, you won't be able to see it. But by doing this, I sort of create that intensity on my upper lash line, and that really helps in showing the shape and the structure of my eyes. That's it. Then using the cream shadow stick, just gonna blend that. And to be honest, if you don't want to use the powder, you could pretty much get away using just the pencil and the cream shadow stick, because it would, I think it would be enough. But like I said, because this makeup is more for a Zoom meeting, you might want to have a bit more structure, especially if you're wearing glasses. That eyeshadow would just give a bit more definition. I'm just gonna keep blending that in a wind swiper motion back and forth until I'm happy, until I can no longer see a harsh edge of that cream shadow stick. And how high you want to take it really depends on you. It really depends on your eye shape as well. Me, because I have a monolid, I could be blending it and I would say, oh yeah, that looks nice, and then the moment I look straight, it's all gone. So I have to take it a little bit higher. I'm doing this wind swiper motion with this floppy brush, and I'm just really taking it as high as I could feel my brow bone. There. Right, and then moving on with this palette now. I'm using another fluffy brush. I'm gonna move in with this color here. I'm just gonna sweep that on my brow bone, and that would just prevent the cream shadow from going much higher, but at the same time it creates highlights on your brow bone. Going back in with the same brush, I will be using now this color here, sort of soft brown. It's not shimmery, it's more of a pearly texture, which is nice. And then it's almost creating that V motion, and back and forth. Moving on with actually, I'm gonna use the same brush that I used to smudge the eyeliner. I will be using the darkest color here. This is a matte dark brown. Just gonna just along the lower lash line. This is the brush that I used earlier for the cream colored eyeshadow. Just really blending that. Then, using the same pencil on the lower lash line, just connecting those two lines together and blending it inwards. Now, if you have someone that has a bit more of a closer eye, I wouldn't advise to take it all the way in, because that would just make your eye look so much closer. If anything, wing it out just so it creates an illusion of a longer eye. Just really pull it outwards. So now that we've done pretty much the eyeshadow works, it's now safe to move to color correcting and concealing. For color correcting, I will be using the Bobbi Brown medium to dark peach. And I will be using this buffing brush. So I'm working mainly on the inner corner of my eyes because that's where the most concentration of discoloration is. I'm just really gonna buff that with my finger. Color correcting is very important, especially if you have that intense discoloration underneath your eyes, because sometimes when you just use concealer and it covers it very, very well, but halfway through the day, the discoloration seeps in, and then whatever darkness you have underneath your eyes, it will come through, and then the concealer would then look ashy. Whereas if you color correct it, you take out the discoloration, neutralize it, and bring back the flesh tone. And on top of that, you will use concealer to which it will bring the skin tone, so it sort of balances everything. And I'm not really inclined to take it all the way here because I don't have that discoloration in here. So I'm mainly concentrating it on the inner corner of my eyes. Done. And now concealer, I will be using another Bobbi Brown product. This is the Intensive Serum Concealer in Warm Natural. So this is a brightening concealer. I think it is Bobbi Brown's answer to YSL Le Touche Éclat. Okay, I'm just gonna buff that. Buffing it with my finger. I think that's done. And then we're ready to move now with foundation. With foundation, I will be using the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation in shade number 6, and using a buffing brush. I always start at the center of my face because that's where I need the most coverage. And stiffling it, moving it outwards. And obviously I should go outwards. You thin the foundation out so you don't have that much product sitting on the edge of your face. But because I have stronger pigmentations on my chin, I will be using a lot more on that area. But wherever I don't need much, I won't apply much. So that's the foundation done, and while I'm waiting for it to really settle onto my skin and before powdering it, I will be moving into shading. I will be using this much loved Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate in Intensity 1. I will be using, I probably use the same foundation brush that I used. So shading is very different from contouring. I would say shading is a lot more milder than contouring. So it's just really bringing the structure of your face. It's just a step up to bronzing. So on the outer perimeters of my face. really feeling that bone structure. For powder, I'll be using Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder in shade number 2 from Charlotte Tilbury. And I'll be using this. I will very lightly powder just on my T-zone. Right, and then I think it's safe to do eyebrows now as well. For eyebrows, I will be using Strokes Brow Sculptor Duo in Ash Gray. This is by my good friend Momoy Supe from the Philippines. Beautiful product. So that's pretty much related. Not identical, they're not supposed to look identical, but related. And then to finish that, I will be using another one from Strokes, the Brow Fixer. I'm just gonna brush that just to keep them in place. Parang siyang sungay ng kalabaw. For bronzer, I will be using the very famous NARS Laguna bronzer. Just doing a stiffling motion because I don't want to disturb that shading that I did earlier. So that's the bronzing done. To do a bit of nose contouring, because unfortunately I am not blessed with a pointy nose, I will be using this one, Can Makeup Nose Shadow from Japan. One of my clients gave it to me. And I think that this is the perfect product for nose contouring because it doesn't have, as you can see, the color doesn't have any redness to it. It's really like taupey, grayish color. It's brown with the gray undertone. So it's really good in creating that illusion of a slimmer nose line, which unfortunately I am not blessed to have. But thankfully I have the skills. I have the makeup skills to achieve it. Because I'm too scared to have my nose done. So I'll have to make do with makeup. That has always been, like, during my struggling days, that has always been my goal. I said if I have enough money, that's the first thing that I will have done, my nose. But up until now, I still cannot bring myself to do it. I don't know. I guess I'm really chicken. So I'm just really slimming that nose. Voila! Instant nose job. And for blush, I will be using this Pot Rouge from Bobbi Brown, which is a cream blush. It's powder pink. It's a very universally flattering color. Just gonna, oops, I might have. Yeah, I'm good with that. And then time to curl my lashes. Not that it matters because I have a very hopeless lash case for lashes, but I'm gonna do it because I will be applying false lashes and I want to apply mascara, not so much because it has an effect, but because it will be used as a base, as a ground base for my false lashes. So Shuyumura, famous eyelash curler, and then just really curling that. Then for mascara, I will be using Smoky Eye Mascara. This is my favorite mascara because, well, this is my favorite mascara to use on my clients because, as you can see, it has a fairly small one, so you could really get to the very base of your lash line and really intensify that. But because it doesn't have fiber, it doesn't make the lashes clumpy, so it still creates that wispy, natural looking mascara, but really intensified. I mean, for some who's blessed, you could pretty much get away just using mascara, but fortunately for me, if I'm after the impact, I will have to use false lashes on top of that. For false lashes, I will be using this generic one. I got this one from Chinatown in the Philippines. Voila, bye-bye na. That's done, and finally, I think what's left to do now is lipstick. First, I will be using this lip pencil here from Charlotte Tilbury. It's the Lip Cheat in Pillow Talk. I think this is her most famous lip liner, which is really good. So that's the lip pencil done. Originally, I wanted to use a lipstick, but I changed my mind last minute. So instead, I will be using this lip oil. It's called Silk Kiss Passionate Peach from Strokes as well. Ooh. Nice. Eye Winner. I love this. Oh, I think I have a new favorite product. Color, perfect. I think I always go for this kind of shade, nudie peach. Texture really silky. I love it. Friend Momoy the Candyman, winner siya. I love it. And we're done. Thank you so much. I think this is such a good look to create for your Zoom calls or whatever virtual meetings you're having. And it's also a good look to create when you're going out, when we're allowed to go out, because at the moment we're still confined inside our houses for safety. But nevertheless, it's such a good way to pass time, practicing those blending skills and just having that sense of normalcy. So thank you so much, guys, for allowing me to be part of your quarantine. This video is born out of my utter love for makeup artistry. It is not in any way created to tell you what you should or shouldn't do because makeup has no rules, only guidelines. And what's really important is you're having fun, you're creating that positive vibe, and you're not hurting anyone. And if you've enjoyed this video and learned a thing or two, then I have achieved my creative purpose. And if so, please do consider subscribing and hit that like button. And hopefully I'll see you on my next video. Until then, always remember, be kind to yourselves. Bye!